AskReddit by any temperature 965. What do you think actually happened to the Boeing whistleblower? A bad system will always defeat a good man. I'm gonna write this down and stick in my wall. Homie got himself Epsteined. Yeah, I'm not one for most conspiracy theories, but this guy and Epstein are pretty fucking blatant hit jobs. WTF. Window seat. No ticket. He fell down an elevator shaft, onto some bullets. Carmine? The bowler? Let's ask Karen Silkwood. Waiting on you, Karen. Unless he was about to reveal something that was company ending or at least putting several top people in prison, I doubt Boeing would take the risk of outright having him killed. However, that doesn't mean they didn't make sure to ruin his life to the point where he couldn't have any job, anywhere. Maybe they threatened to ruin the lives of those he cares about too, but that is fairly risky too. But like I wrote, unless there was some truly damning things he was going to say, like he could prove Boeing was selling the Russians and or Chinese full details of the planes Boeing makes for the US or something comparable, having someone killed is a really high risk if caught. He was a whistleblower who got disconnected from all social and support networks because of his work against an American institution. He wasn't directly killed by Boeing, but was left out because of his problematic existence. He literally told his friends like a week before his death, saying there was zero chance if he died it was due to suicide. I got downvoted on another post for my theory. Tell us more about this theory, Delta D. One of the alphabet agencies connected to Boeing took him out before he revealed more cutting of corners and penny pinching tactics that will lead to more deaths via Boeing. We did it, Reddit S. Everyone would suspect Boeing killed him if he wound up dead, but Boeing would think that everyone else would think that. They would think it's obvious Boeing killed him, which is why Boeing wouldn't kill him, and that's what they want you to think. Yeah, so probably airbusted it. To make Boeing look worse. Suicide due to the stress getting too much. What was there for Boeing to cover up, 7 years after he started whistleblowing? At a stretch, I'd say maybe someone personally affected by his whistleblowing out for revenge, but it's definitely not a corporate cover-up. Death. Suicide seems more likely here. Yeah, I know a family friend said otherwise. As someone with chronic depression, I lie about it all the fucking time. Or she lied. People do that, I know, shocking. Consider how badly the world treats you if you're a whistleblower. I recall a whistleblower in Australia semi-recently going after casino money laundering, getting harassed, bankrupted by frivolous lawsuits, lost his home, his wife left him, he developed terminal cancer, and the casinos were still starting new lawsuits with him while bedridden in hospital. Boeing murdered him. Probably made an unpaid intern do it. He got paid by not getting murdered himself. Suicide, as people close to him mentioned he was mentally distraught from dealing with Boeing. Either way, Boeing ended this guy's life. They forced him to fly on a 737 maximum. Suicide. I think the amount of risk in Boeing doing this would be crazy. Just through him dying, it's raised more red flags about Boeing than what he was actually saying. Plus, if he knew something that was actually material, there would be so many ex-Boeing employees who would also know these things, plus there would be a lot more grounded Boeing planes. Commercial aviation is very risk averse. I'd say 30% chance somebody from or hired by Boeing actually pulled the trigger, 70% chance they didn't but directly and deliberately contributed to the mental health crisis that caused him to kill himself. But that's a wild ass guess. Deleted. Assassinated, obviously. My dad was a serious whistleblower. The psychological load was practically unbearable for him, and I can't see how someone could take it one last step further. It's hard for me to believe that Boeing cannot put together a good airplane but can pull off a clean assassination. If you're running off in a conspiratorial direction, it might not even have been Boeing but someone connected to Boeing or someone implicated in the information being disclosed by the whistleblower could have ordered this without the business knowing. Direct murder, that is being shot, doesn't make much sense from the facts of what happened. He was found in his truck in a motel parking lot at 10 AM with a gun in his hand and a note on the passenger seat. My guess is the handwriting will match his. So if I were the murderer, I would have had to get him to write a note, kill the guy in his truck in broad daylight in a parking lot, put the gun in his hand, then leave the note all while hoping no one at 10 AM in the morning in a public place sees me. Wouldn't you just do all that in the motel room where you could make sure no one saw you? To be clear, I don't know that someone else wasn't involved, but it looks like he took his own life. Maybe someone found some skeletons in his closet and threatened him to go public if he didn't drop the lawsuit. Do I think major corporations might have upper level managers who would kill some or drive them to kill themselves? Yay, probably. But what I actually think happened is this guy was let go and ostracized from the industry. The stress and probably legal threats made him mentally unhealthy. I think he might have felt helpless and oppressed and might have figured that the only way the world would listen to him, and he would be vindicated, is if he took his life and made them. Bonus points, as he might have seen it, for making it seem like an assassination by telling friends and family if I die it's not suicide, even while he was having suicidal ideations.